What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Gray's Taproom Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, the Trash Can Tabby, and with me, as always, my co-host, a descendant from the Horrorfoot clan, Mike.
Meow, meow, meow.
No.
Heidi ho, everybody.
We are going to be talking about 2022's Rings of Power. Well, I wouldn't really say we're going to be, well, we will be talking about it, but we're also going to be...
Here, try this one on. This is the roast of power. How's that one?
It's not really the roast, it's more spitting facts.
Because we're saying it in a mean way?
It's not really mean. It's more along the lines of truth. Okay. So for those of you listening, this is more like we are taking what Tolkien has wrote, his physical works.
Yeah.
And what he put to paper.
Right.
Compared to whatever the fuck you want to call Rings of Power. I feel like it's characters based off of.
Yeah. You think it's some kind of a, well, I definitely don't want to call it fan fiction, because that's not right.
That is no.
No one fucks in this.
Well, that we know of.
And not everyone's gay.
Oh, okay, so the way that they're making it sound is that Galadriel and the dude on the boat, who we find out, well, I never watched it. I Googled it because I only made it to like episode 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
spoilers.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to go watch it, then absolutely have at it.
But we strongly suggest that you don't.
Yeah, please don't. I mean, Well, no. I mean, if you want to watch it and voice your own opinion about it, then please go right ahead.
All I'm going to say is, if you watch it, you're giving this show views, which will greenlight it for a possible 3rd season.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there were... It felt like there was mentions of Galadriel and Sauron fucking.
Yeah.
There was like super bad sexual tension while they're on the raft.
And that's not right. They don't do that.
No.
Professor Tolkien does not approve of this. But we're honoring him tonight and holding his legacy true. Yeah. And we're gonna bring it back. So, to the entire Tolkien family, this one's for you.
Yep.
You just sit back and we got you on this one.
Yep. And
this is for you.
So, like, as you bring it up on Google, if you search Rings of Power, the one thing that I absolutely hate that they brought into it is the Lord of the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Like, that just makes me feel gross.
How so?
Like, it's not Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Because Lord of the Rings is...
Fellowship.
No. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Remember back in Return of the King when Frodo was writing the finishing touches on his book?
Yes.
Because he was the Lord of the Rings.
Well, isn't it what Bilbo started it?
As the Hobbit.
Yeah.
And then Frodo finished it.
Yes.
But where does, unless they're trying to make it seem like Sauron was the original Lord of the Rings, which, I mean, technically he was.
He was, but from what I remember of this show when we watched it, what was it, last year?
2 years ago.
2 years. Jesus Christ, has it been that long?
22. September 1st, 2022 is when it came out.
Fuck, I thought it was. Okay, so a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah. Almost 2.
It seems like that the show is, without saying that it's Sauron.
Right.
Which, spoiler alert.
You don't know that it's Sauron until the very last episode.
Sauron's not a hot guy.
No. I mean, he could have been. Well, in his mortal form, in his human form.
I guess, but he wasn't simping for Galadriel, which was a huge thing, apparently.
Yes. Yes. But I mean, like the battle scenes were great. Like at the beginning, the first episode, they were good.
Some of them. For me, the battle scenes, it felt like they took the Hobbit route and they made everything, they CG'd
Yeah.
a lot of
I
it.
think GoPro'd.
Yeah, God. Cell phone footage.
Right, right.
Peter Jackson's
I'm sorry,
iPhone.
You're not Zack Snyder, okay?
They used Peter Jackson's iPhone to film some battle scenes in this.
Yeah, probably.
Like they did in the second
my
Hobbit
God.
movie.
Terrible.
Ugh.
Anyway, that's a whole nother show. But no, like I don't quite understand. Like all of the elves were starting to go into the Undying Lands, and Galadriel was like, nah, fuck this. I'm gonna jump into the ocean and just start swimming back to land.
I'm going to be a pirate now.
Now I will say, one of the I would say the best character was the kid who played Elrond. He did a very, very, very
Yeah.
good job.
I think so.
Like phenomenal.
He kind of stole the whole show.
He was my favorite
Yeah.
in the first 2 episodes, but it couldn't hold my attention long enough, and they kept losing me.
Maybe it's just me, but did you get the feeling that he was trying too hard to be God damn it, who played Elrond? Fuck.
Who, Elrond?
Yes.
What, in this?
In Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you had to say that.
Fuck, I was about to say his name and it left.
Oh my God, you had to do that, and you the Matrix, the guy from
Yes,
the Matrix.
Mr. Smith.
You had to, didn't you?
Yep. Oh my God.
I feel like
Hugo Weaving.
Thank you.
Hugo Weaving. Do you think he tried too hard to be Hugo Weaving?
No,
You don't
I
think
really
so?
don't. No, because you have to realize. Okay, so this is also coming from my point of view. Nobody else's. This is my point of view.
Right.
So Elrond was a kind and
Yeah.
considerate person before, when like in Fellowship, when you see him battling with
Yeah.
his elves against the orcs, and they're fighting Sauron.
Mm-hmm.
So before that, they don't know pain, and they've mentioned that in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
They don't know death, they don't know pain, they don't know sorrow, they don't know these things.
Because of the immortality.
Yes, and they're sheltered
Right.
from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So I don't think he played Hugo. Hugo Weaving played a really great Elrond, because you've got to realize that he also had to lead his people.
Yeah.
But you could see the sadness. You could see the aging of battle, and
Yeah.
the realization that, hey, I have been through some shit.
He's experienced some stuff.
Exactly. He's aged. He's elder.
Yeah.
But this kid I feel like he did a really good job.
Did they mention how old Elrond is at this point
Right now?
in Rings of Power? His age.
I think they did, and please no one quote me on this one, but I think he's 200 years old.
Okay.
I think 250, something like that.
How old is he by the time we get to Fellowship? Do you know how old he was?
I think he was 1,000,
Yeah, he was up there.
because I think Arwen was 800.
Oh, yeah. I think it's
700, 800.
7 or 8, yeah.
something
It's mentioned in Fellowship,
No.
isn't it?
No, she's twice the age of Aragorn.
Well, Aragorn is 86.
I think she's twice the age of Aragorn.
So
Maybe. I don't remember. You caught me off guard on that one.
Okay, sorry.
Because I remember that she watched Aragorn grow up,
Yeah.
because they were raised at the same time.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something along those lines.
If they were both human, they would be the same age. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because they look... Well, no, maybe it's because of battle, but Aragorn looks a lot older.
So, bringing it back to the Rings of Power and not on Lord of the Rings, because I could talk forever on that. I mean, some people like it, some people hate it.
I've seen a lot more hate for it.
And
A lot.
I've had a couple people like, hey, I really enjoyed it. I liked it.
Amos.
And Bill. Yeah. Oh, Bill was like, what do you think about Rings of Power? I'm like, do you really want to get into that?
I think I want to sue Amazon for doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, like, seriously though, like I feel like if you separate, if you could separate the two as to where it's like a prequel, but
See, it doesn't even feel like that for me.
well, I mean, like you separate it though.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you didn't like the female version.
Well, that's a whole other
Right, but
reality.
technically though, they were still like in the same universe.
Well, in that no, because Bill Murray played a whole other character. Dan Aykroyd played a whole other character.
Okay, well, come up with a movie then.
I don't know. I can't.
Okay, well, separate it.
But yeah, I see what you're
Think
saying.
of something and then separate
Yeah.
the prequel from the actual, or the
Yeah.
actual from what the fuck ever Rings of Power is.
Yeah.
Like, if you can separate it, then yes, it's fine. But if you're I noticed a lot of the die-hard Tolkien fans,
Yeah.
a lot of the people who are really, I mean, huge Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Silmarillion, like those kind of people who love it, they do not like Rings of Power because of all of it's all made up bullshit.
There's so many inaccuracies.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. For example, The Stranger.
Oh, please, God damn it. I was going to bring that up. Okay, so with The Stranger,
I'm just going to let you cook.
this meteorite, let me cook. I am boiling right now, baby. The Stranger falls to Middle Earth and in a meteor, and it explodes. Now, the hobbits are not hobbits. They're Harefoots.
Thank you, Harefoots.
Yes.
My brain kept wanting to call them forest folk. That is not right.
No, that's the Fae.
Yeah, I know.
That's the Fae. No. So, or druids, or dryads, naiads, yes. But anyway, so, like, the hobbits are practically gypsies in this.
Yeah.
They have no home. They all travel in a caravan.
Mm-hmm.
If you get hurt, guess what? You're left behind because, fuck you.
Do not fear me, gypsy.
Do not fear me, gypsy.
I only wish for your tears.
And so, one of the little Harfoots, I don't know.
Well, I called them or forest folks because they're folks that lived in the forest.
You're not wrong.
I mean, that's why my brain. They live in the forest, and they are folks.
Well, I mean, and it seemed like they kept going around in circles and just
Yeah.
kept going around in circles.
Wasn't it one of the little girl, quote unquote, hobbits
Yes.
that found not?
Brandy, I think her name was Mandy, Brandy, something.
That's
I don't know.
not even a hobbit name.
Hold
Well,
on.
there is Sam. Well, Samwise, but she found not Gandalf.
Yeah, I think her name was Eleanor. Maybe, I don't know. Eleanor Brandy something. I don't know.
Didn't you say that it would make more sense if it was one of the blue wizards?
Yes. So hold on, you're jumping ahead.
No, okay, go ahead. I'll let you cook.
When the meteorite drops, blows up, burns, there's a naked man in it. So she finds him, and he's like, he can't speak the language. They can't communicate. So they're just like,
He doesn't even talk, does he?
no, he doesn't talk until like
Yeah.
episode 3. But like strange things are happening. And everybody was like, oh, it's a blue wizard, like people who have actually read
Right.
Tolkien's works. And we never finished it, but again, spoilers through Google, because I had to Google it after the last episode to find out who the fuck this thing was. And
Yeah.
they keep trying to mention that it's Gandalf. Well, here is my problem on that. Thank you. This is the second age.
Isn't it the start of the second age?
It's
Isn't it? Or middle?
No, it's in the second age.
Yeah.
Because the third age starts when Sauron is destroyed.
Yes.
The fourth age starts, and it is mentioned in Return of the King when Frodo goes into the Undying Lands and the ring is destroyed.
At the end of Return?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, the second age is when the 2 blue wizards fell and landed in Middle Earth. 2 blue wizards, okay? they're saying this is Gandalf. That's bullshit because Gandalf, Saruman, and Radagast did not enter Middle Earth until the beginning of the Third Age. And they have stated and quoted many, many, many times in Rings of Power that they're in the Second Age.
Yeah.
Now, I will say I like the fact that they threw in Celebrimbor.
Uh-huh.
He was the one who was the kind of like the designer
Yeah.
of how things went. That is an actual character from Tolkien's works.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these other characters are made up.
Yeah.
They are completely made up. I know one of the fan theories that a lot of people have issues with, but I don't, but they do, is that all of the races
Mm-hmm.
are different colors.
Right.
You know, like elves are black or African.
Some of the dwarves
or
were.
whatever. Huh?
Some of the dwarves were.
Dwarves were black or brown or red or tan or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I don't know why people bring that up and they get so pissed off about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's really a non-issue. I don't understand.
Yeah. Episode guide. They actually have an episode guide.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Season 1, the first season, The Shadow of the Past. So this is the first one is you get a kind of like a glimpse into Galadriel's past. You get to see tiny Galadriel, like she's a child. Then you get to see her as a teenager, and then as an adult, she's fighting in a battle.
Yeah. Did you like the lady that played Galadriel?
No.
You didn't?
No. She was too dry.
You think so?
She didn't have that caring feeling like Cate Blanchett actually gave.
Like she didn't care enough about being Galadriel.
It wasn't caring. I meant like as the actor portraying the character.
Okay.
You know, like Galadriel in Lord of the Rings book and movie, she was very hard, very cold to certain, but she was kind and caring. Well, it seems like in Rings of Power, the Galadriel is like hard and cold and scary and angry all of the time. Unless they're going to bring it up in like upcoming seasons of how she actually becomes nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean I really didn't follow much of it. It was really hard. And it seemed like everybody had a plot, and when they got to the end of that plot, like they build it up to make it look so good and then completely get smashed to the ground.
Yeah.
And it's just gone. It just disappears. But then they pick back up in the next episode and they build up to this big old plot, but they might introduce another plot. So there might be 4 plots going on, and then they introduce a 5th plot to where plot number 2 is in cahoots with plot number 5, but then they get it all the way up here and they build it up dramatically. Nothing happens.
Right.
And then they bring it back again to where they left off in episode 3. And they bring it back and have this big, huge plot. Nothing happens. So it's very unsatisfying to me.
Yeah. So I found a list of the top 10 things that Rings of Power got wrong.
Cool. Let's go.
So coming in at number 10, some Rings of Power characters and cultures seem uncharacteristically harsh.
Like?
Some characters and groups have made some terrible decisions throughout Rings of Power, which many fans have picked up on. For example, the colossusness of the Harfoots attempt to expel Nori and Galadriel, discarding one of her men in the snow, seems out of character. Although the purpose of these decisions may be character development, they have felt out of place, especially among the elves and hobbits. Fans of the hobbits for their warmth. Fans know hobbits for their warmth, and elves for their grace, but Rings of Power haven't shown many of these established character traits at all.
That's what did I not just say that about Galadriel?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said about Galadriel.
And that was just a personal take too.
Yeah. Number 9. Rings of Power has a serious pacing problem.
Yes. I said that too.
Common criticism for the Tolkien fandom has been poor pacing of Rings of Power when compared to both Jackson trilogies, Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
By the time the series reached its halfway point, there had been little action despite having racked up most 4 hours of runtime.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in Fellowship of the Ring, which was approximately the same length as the first 4 episodes,
Yep.
the extended edition,
Yep.
because that's the only one that matters,
Yep.
included the battles of Moria with the Balrog and the Uruk-hai.
Uruk-hai.
Uh-huh.
Uruk-hai.
Yep. The difference between the beloved Lord of the Rings
Those
trilogy and the Rings of the Grey Folk, because they're gray and they're folks. Rings of Power are stark. Even by the 5th episode of Rings of Power, the characters had only just embarked on one journey.
Exactly.
One.
They are drawing this out as a fucking cash grab. This is a goddamn cash grab.
Yeah, it really
They
is.
dropped $60 million in just advertisement for this fucking thing.
That's serious overkill.
And the best parts were the trailers.
Yeah, the trailers had me hyped.
I was so fucking pumped. I was pumped.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to give it a chance because I really thought somebody actually dug into Tolkien's works, into The Hobbit, into Lord of the Rings and Silmarillion, and just started piecing all of the puzzles together to give it to us.
See, for me, what was really cool is when they said it was going to take place during the Second Age, which oh shit, this
You get
is
to find out what happens before the ring is actually made.
yeah, this is like uncharted territory. They're
Right.
gonna go balls to the walls with this.
I mean, they literally lost me in the first episode. And you have to. That's when they should have come with the big guns, like blasting, boom, boom, boom.
Are you wanting to give season 2 a shot as a second chance?
I haven't even fucking finished the first season.
I don't want to finish the first season.
I want to finish it to see how bad it really is. Even though, technically, I think they said episode 6 of the first season was the best one. And episode 8 came in number 2.
Really?
Yes.
That's the finale, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when you find out that the the pirate
The guy on the boat.
on the raft is Sauron. Sauron shouldn't be that damn good looking.
Apparently, Saruman was somewhere in season 1,
No.
like a young Saruman.
No. Because everybody kept mentioning that the stranger was Radagast because he's brown and dirty.
Yeah.
And everybody kept mentioning that it could possibly be Saruman because he's tall and skinny.
And then
And then they kept mentioning that it's more than likely going to be Gandalf because the love
yeah.
for the hobbits,
Mm-hmm.
because Gandalf's love for the hobbits
Yeah.
that's why people kept saying it's Gandalf. I know it's Gandalf. It's Gandalf.
Yeah.
But you got, real people over here like me screaming, "You're still in the fucking second age and Gandalf isn't even here yet."
Gandalf hasn't shown up by this point.
Jesus.
You know
I
what?
swear to God, if they pull it out of their asses in season 2 that it's actually a blue wizard and everybody's wrong with Gandalf, I will eat my own shoe.
$10 says that at the end of season 2 of this shit show, we're gonna see because it's still in the Second Age, they're still gonna try to squeeze Bilbo in there somewhere, who's not even alive until the Third Age.
Right.
There's a whole other a long way to go before Bilbo Baggins is even born. But I fucking guarantee you,
Bilbo Baggins, I think, was born at the beginning of the Third Age.
September 22nd is Bilbo's birthday.
Is it?
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ha!
Good for you.
I know Bilbo's birthday.
Points. Points.
Fuck you who didn't think Mike doesn't know. I fucking know.
You know stuff.
I know a lot of things about Lord of the Rings, you dickheads.
You're welcome.
I
right.
was familiar with a lot of it,
What's
but
the
you
next
showed
one?
me more.
Before I get onto another tangent.
Before you start sweating in fury.
Let's go.
Well, put this in your underwear and see how it feels.
I'm not wearing any.
The
so it
ring-
doesn't matter.
The Rings of Power. The Rings of Power has fallen flat. The Rings of Power dialogue has fallen flat, I should say.
It had no dialogue. Galadriel literally was gazing and glaring at people the whole time.
All right, gazing.
Gazing?
The Rings of Power dialogue has been a mixed bag. While the main interactions between characters have been better received, attempts to deliver elegant similes.
Similes?
Yep. Smileys.
Sound it out.
Host annual. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Similes or use metaphors have largely fallen flat. It seems Rings of Power is overextending itself to create unique idioms. The effort to craft...
It did create unique idiots.
It did. The effort to craft a new world is great, but often misses the mark. Many fans have criticized that the show's clunky dialogue, very fucking clunky, which has lacked the impact of Jackson's trilogy. Well, yeah, too, because Hobbit.
Yep.
Excessive repetition,
Yep.
references to unknown events,
Yep.
and poor similes. So I got it right this time.
Yay.
Leave room for improvement. Fuck you, as well.
Honestly, the only way it would improve is if you stop making them and trash everything that you did.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Hot take.
Uh-huh.
Scrap the show, do a remake, give it to Peter Jackson.
I agree.
And Andy Serkis.
I was about to bring that up too. I honestly cannot wait.
Co-direct.
Let
them cook.
They would split up the script and be like, I'm taking this scene, I'm taking that scene, I'm doing this one, I'm doing that one, I'm doing this one.
I'll do odd number episodes, you do even number episodes.
I'm so excited for the new movie.
You know what has surprised me so far?
What's that?
That Orlando Bloom hasn't whined his way into come back to play Legolas for this. He shows up. The fuck is this guy? I'm from the future. He built a time machine. At this point, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they
put him in there somewhere as a baby, but it's actually like just his head.
It's after the events of Return. It's like years later. Legolas is the same age now that Elrond was at Fellowship.
Yeah.
Same age. So you get old man Legolas.
Yeah.
He's developed a time machine and he goes back to the second age.
Hey guys, look, I'm here.
He's got his purple eyes. Well,
Violet.
off and on purple eyes.
Off and on, yeah.
Some scenes he has it in, some he doesn't.
They're either purple or brown.
Yeah.
So.
It's a purplish brown.
Uh,
It's dark lavender.
I don't know. But no, I could totally see it.
Legolas builds a time machine.
I would see that. I would see that.
Doc Brown is his Uber driver. Christopher Lloyd makes a cameo appearance as Dr. Emmett Brown. Legolas gets out of the car and I'll give you 5 stars on Uber, or on Lyft.
Yeah.
What do your elf I see?
That meme.
This show is stupid. I want to go back.
Yeah. I don't like it here.
I deeply regret crying to be on this one.
Oh my god. I would. I would. Even if I was an extra, I'd be like, what the fuck? I get paid for this.
Can I get out of my contract now?
Yeah.
I'm an extra. I can leave, right? This show sucks.
I'm just here for the food.
I was told this is Lord of the Rings. This is not Lord of the Rings.
No. It's Wish.com, Lord of the Rings.
Ugh.
It's not even Walmart brand. It's Wish.com. Temu.
Peter Jackson, give me your phone and film this.
Right? Let me just run. No, but can I just take a moment to pause and
Yeah,
say
go
I'm
ahead.
super fucking excited for the Peter Jackson, Andy Serkis, Gollum backstory. Smeagol Gollum backstory. And what makes it even more exciting is it rumored or did they announce that Viggo Mortensen's going to be a part of it? I think it's rumored.
I had no idea about that.
You brought it up the other day too. We were laying in bed and you brought it up.
No, I was just talking about how Viggo Mortensen now is the same age that Ian McKellen
He was like 2 years ago, but yeah.
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 But when Ian
McKellen
did.
was. Oh, okay, I thought you brought up something about that, but no.
No.
Viggo Mortensen is supposed to reprise.
Oh my fucking God.
No. So for those of
Does
you
that
who
mean
are
Elijah might
not
come
in the
back?
no, so for those of you who are not in the know or don't know about the Lord of the Rings, in the Fellowship of the Ring, when you see Gollum being tortured, around that part when Gandalf disappears to go find out more about the ring.
Where is this taking place in the timeline of the trilogy?
Do you remember when Gandalf gave Frodo the ring and said, "Keep it secret, keep it safe"?
That's what we're gonna see.
Yes.
Oh shit!
We actually, that's kind of like,
There's
well,
a 7 year. It's a 7 year
no.
gap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between-
no.
But is it Bilbo's party and, or when he
Gandalf
gives him the
leaving,
ring
yes.
and comes back for Frodo?
Yes.
It's a short time. It's 7.
No,
well,
I
in
mean
middle
it's a big time period, but yes, I think it's around that
7 years.
something like that. It's a good chunk, but
We're gonna see that.
well, you are getting to see Smeagol turn to Gollum from everything I've read so far.
Yeah.
We get to see how, and I really, really, really hope they bring in the bad parts
Uh huh.
where he eats
Uh huh.
babies.
Uh huh.
I really hope they bring that to the table.
Fuck them kids.
Right? But no, they're gonna start. I think that's
Oh.
supposedly where they're gonna start it off at. I've seen a couple of things thrown out that it's gonna be a trilogy.
Oh, it should be.
I
A
think
lot
it should
happened in
be-
that.
It did. But it's along the same lines of when Gandalf said, "Keep it secret, keep it safe." He left,
I'm gonna cry right now.
and
if all
they're
this
gonna
is
bring
true.
Okay, so in the books, it was Aragorn and Gandalf that went to go find Gollum to find out more about the ring.
Right.
Aragorn ended up torturing. They both ended up torturing Gollum to get answers out of him. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Shit.
Gollum's story is so fucking sad.
It almost really like makes you think.
It's very sad. His Gollum storyline is beyond
That dude went through a
heartbreaking.
lot.
absolutely, and it was not of his own accord.
Yeah.
It was the ring that did it. So
Oh.
I'm really excited for this one.
So do you think? Because in the Hobbit,
Yeah,
we got to see Bilbo and Gollum.
Gollum interaction.
Are we gonna see?
I
post or-
didn't read. I mean, there's not anything out there.
That's my only question.
But I think that they're throwing out fan theories right now of what they're
Okay.
expecting.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get my hopes up though
Yeah.
until I hear it out of one of the two men,
Peter or
Peter or Circus. Yeah.
shit. Damn it! We could have fucking. I wish we had
No,
known this.
he
a
probably
month ago.
wouldn't have said anything.
That's true.
He wouldn't have said. I think they were waiting for the big con
Yeah.
that they had that Lord of the Rings like cast show up at in England after PopCon.
Oh, right.
Weekend after.
Yeah.
I think they were waiting for that to end before they started releasing that.
Because it was a Lord of the Rings specific convention.
Right.
I wish we could have gone to that.
I know. They could do so many different spin-offs besides this one. They could have done. You could have followed Mary. You could have followed Mary and Pippin. You could have
Yeah.
followed Pippin. You could have followed Éowyn and Éomer. You could have followed Faramir and Éowyn. You could have followed Sam. I've seen so many fan theories of what they want, like a Sam comeback.
Gimme.
Huh?
Give me.
You haven't heard any of it?
No. Where
You
is
haven't heard
this?
any of the fucking okay, maybe it's just because it's on my timelines and Google's. So what they're talking about,
I always try to have Lord of the Rings shit on my timeline, but it doesn't stick around. It'll be like clips of the trilogy, and then it goes away.
probably because everybody shares it, everything.
I purposely search
Everything Lord
to
of the Rings
make
related.
it stay, and it never
So
sticks
one of the
around.
fan theories that they're talking about, and they would really like for them to do next, is an old man telling stories to his grandkids.
Sam!
I know.
Grandpa Sam! I love
Yep. Yep. But he had, like, you get to see what happened, like, after The Ring.
Aw.
But it's like a TV show, like a sitcom type
I bet
thing
him
is
and
what they're
Rosie are
talking
just
about.
like the cutest old couple. I love
They
them.
have 13 kids, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I bet they are like just the most adorable like old people couple. I love them so much.
She serves him an ale.
Oh,
and-
they're just so cute together.
Well, they were talking about doing something like that. So
Oh,
like they were gonna have an old man talking about, when I was mayor of this town, or when I was in charge
Yeah.
of this town. And then they had like people are wanting him to do it like a sitcom type thing, to where it's like, oh no, the Brandy Bucks have gotten into Farmer Maggot's crops again. What are we
Aw.
gonna do? Kind of thing. And I am living for that. I
Oh.
would have rather had that and have that over what this trash of Rings of Power is.
oh, I want old man. I want Grandpa Sam.
I want to find out the adventures of Merry and Pippin.
Ooh,
That would be a fun one.
well.
and
you've
I'm
seen the
thinking, like-
Hangover trilogy, right? It's kind of like that.
They separated them.
I know.
But it would be kind of like Rescue Rangers, I feel like.
Oh my god, if they reunited.
Yeah. I don't think
Shit.
they did, I think, at the very end. But then they were both buried in their...
Mama, Mary and Pip,
Right?
Rescue Rangers. Give me that fucking cartoon.
Yep.
No, live action. Because I need Billy
Ooh.
Boyd and Dominic to. I need
They
everyone
are
to come
too
back.
old.
No, they're not. If Michael Keaton's not old enough, too old to play
Play
Batman,
Yeah.
then they can fucking come back and do this.
What else you got in there? What was it, number 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rings of Power's costume designs has left much to be desired.
Yeah. They honestly look like Halloween costumes.
So Spirit Halloween has
Yeah.
the sale going on. guys.
Exactly.
Our budget is low.
Oh, September 1st. We bought costumes last year at the end of Halloween. We bought what was left over.
Yeah, we bought the wardrobe from
The
Rings of
Viking-
Power.
Oh, the Viking costumes, the knight costumes, the elves, yeah. I
Here,
can see that.
Put this on. Number 6, Little, and yeah, this one was a big one for me.
A letdown?
Yeah, Little exploration of different lands.
Yeah.
They jumped back and forth too much, too fast.
Yeah.
We barely got to see Rivendell. Barely.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another problem that I had, is like they would show you 5 minutes of Rivendell and then 5 minutes of wherever the fuck that one lady was, where the orcs attacked, but the elves were like watching over, and like the elf fell in love with her, and her son had like the blade, a piece of the sword that Sauron had in the first age, or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck Sauron is. Because Sauron,
Apparently, he's a really hot guy.
I mean, reborn.
Yeah.
Because now they're talking Sauron was alive in the first
He's
age.
a pirate.
And he,
I'm Sauron.
you know who he looked like?
I'm Sauron.
He looked like Steve the pirate
Peter.
at the very end when his hair got cut and he
Where's
looked clean.
Peter Jackson. I'm Sauron.
That was terrible.
You know what would have been funny?
What?
If the guy that played quote unquote Sauron
Yeah.
had the mouth of Sauron. You remember that video, that TikTok I showed you?
Yes. Who comes to talk to Sauron? I love that video.
I love it so much.
Aragorn.
He just keeps smacking his
Oh,
lips.
Elysium. I love that video.
It's the best.
It really is.
Oh, I'm gonna do a remake of the trilogy, and when I get to Return, I'm putting that in
You
there.
gotta put that in there. Yep.
Oh my god! All right, we're cracking into top 5 territory
All right,
now.
let's go. Let's go. Rapid fire. Let me keep shitting.
Hey. A confused target audience strategy. The Lord of the Rings franchise has always been appealed to a wide range of viewers. Some viewers prefer the expansive world building of Middle-earth, while others enjoy the action and battle sequences. Some fans are most intrigued by the mythical creatures. However, Rings of Power goes incredibly light on all of these core elements of the franchise's appeal. This means that the series can appeal to casual fans better than the devoted viewers. While this may be a good strategy to bring new viewers into the fandom, it also risks alienating more reliable fans.
So what they're pretty much stating is the fact that, yeah, we did it to hope that the original fans of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and Tolkien's works are going to love this. They're going to like it a lot and really enjoy it. But at the same time, they're like, we want to make new fans for us. Again, cash fucking grab.
Yeah.
Cash grab. We need new fans. We want to make money. And I don't want to say I know this or not, but if I'm not mistaken, Tolkien, I don't think they get a penny from this. I don't think that they wanted this to happen.
Yeah.
But it just kind of happened.
Yeah. I think I have to agree with you. I think this is just a fan service.
And, with a lot of the reviews that have been going on that I've seen literally everywhere, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, everything, that there are fans of Tolkien's work who love it.
Yeah.
There are fans of Tolkien's work who like it. Fans of Tolkien's work that think it's absolute dog shit.
Which is us.
Exactly. And then you have people who have never read the books, just watched Jackson's movies.
Yeah.
Never really invested in it, who think this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But then you also have people who have never watched the movies, never read the books, who are not invested, who think this is absolute dog shit.
Do you think there's a group of people who never watched the two trilogies, read the books? This is kind of their intro into the whole universe in general?
I don't know. I mean, if there's anybody out there,
like people who
you listening,
people like with Game of Thrones. A lot of people didn't read Game of Thrones books,
like us,
right? But they watched the show and they kind of based their knowledge of just that one thing.
Right. But then those of us who watched the show went back and read the books.
Yeah.
To see how, I mean, it was okay, but
compare.
It wasn't, yeah, but they made it good for TV.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
There's a difference between books and TVs. Like, you get more out of books than you do television or movies.
Well, see, for Game of Thrones, they had the ability to have the creator on set.
On set himself, yeah. But they also had to adapt. Excuse me. They also had to not adapt, but the adaptations taken from the book to put into the TV show to make it safe for TV, because there was a lot of stuff in it that, they really can't show on TV.
Oh, in Game of Thrones?
In Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Now, if you go back to, there's a lot of people who that are pushing for the Silmarillion
Yes.
to become a movie.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who, like me, the Silmarillion is way too much timeline and history and family trees, and there's just way too much there to even think about making it into a
lot
movie.
to go on.
It is a lot. Oh,
you'd have to, if you did the Silmarillion in movies, you would have to do more of those than there are Fast and Furious movies.
Right.
That's a lot.
But that's a lot of information, though, that you would have to put into it to give people an idea of what it is. So, anyway.
And also a character in Tolkien mythos that we will get to after this. Number 4, there has been too much alteration to Tolkien's lore. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. This one strikes a nerve. While some things are necessarily altered to make a TV/film adaptation work, many of the Rings of Power changes to Tolkien's lore have been unnecessary. For example, the source of the elves' long lives on Middle-earth is dependent on the Mithril, which is unique on the show.
Okay. So, do you
Hold
know? Wait, wait. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I was going to say. Do you know where mithril comes from?
I do not.
Mithril is forged.
Tell me, American Gaz, where does it come from?
Female American gas. Thank you.
Still, in an alternate universe.
Yes.
Earth 2 Gaz.
No, he's Earth 2 Tabby.
Okay.
There we go. No, mithril. If you remember in Fellowship of the Rings, where Frodo is stabbed in the chest by
Yes.
the cave troll, and
Yes.
Gimli goes mithril, and they're like, "Oh, it's very precious and priceless, and whatever." So that was actually forged
Okay.
in the mines that the dwarves were forging.
Yeah.
That's why it's so precious.
Okay. Precious.
Yes, precious.
Sorry, I hear precious.
I know you do. But no, that's why. Is because the dwarves forged it. What?
Go on.
Why?
Say it.
Why are their lives dependent on the mithril?
But
It
they're
makes no fucking
but they're not
sense.
supposed to be.
No. Anyway, go ahead.
Stupid.
They're all stupid.
Stupid fat Lord Rings of Powers.
Yes.
Gollum is displeased with your bullshit. In a series they can't tell a centuries-long story. That's the first sentence, or first part of the sentence. It's understandable that some things could be omitted or tweaked. However, fundamentally changing the way core aspects of Tolkien's The Professor's, that's better, world work is misguided and may create plot holes as the seasons go on. And then we will crack, oh no, top 3.
All right, let's go.
Guess
go.
who is the picture?
Yep.
It's not Gandalf.
Mm-hmm. It's a stranger.
The time is too condensed in Rings of Power.
Mm-hmm.
While casual viewers may be unaware of Tolkien's lore, obviously, those are the people giving this fucking shit show a second and third season.
Well, they signed on for 3. We don't know if we're going to get a third one. Maybe the second one will be so bad that they're going to be like, nah, we're not going to do
the
a
show
third
was
one.
retarded. I'm not into this anymore.
Right.
While casual viewers may be unaware of Tolkien's lore, one of the criticisms from the book fans has been the condensed time. Events that have been separated in the books by hundreds or even thousands of years have all taken place in Rings of Power within weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The arrival of the Valar, for example, doesn't occur in the Second Age of Middle-earth.
Thank you.
I mean...
Yeah. Wait, the arrival of the who?
Huh?
The Valar?
Yes. Yep, that's what it says. The arrival of the Valar, for example, doesn't occur in the Second Age of Middle-earth.
I don't know much about the Valar, but Valar, it's only briefly mentioned in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But Tolkien, of course, developed them further in other works that was published after his death, which was including in the Silmarillion. The Valar are similar to Christian angels, but Tolkien intended them to be more like pagan gods. So, are they saying that the Valar is what the stranger is a Valar?
He's Jesus.
No.
No, I know.
No, that's the problem, though, is that the Valar is a spirit. It's an entity. It's not a physical fucking human.
It's a ghost.
So, wait. So, that is saying that Rings of Power is saying that the stranger is the Valar.
Yes. Or Gandalf, or Sauron, or Radagast.
But hold on, though. Gandalf, Saruman, and Radagast they're wizards. They're an actual human. They're not a human, but they're a being. Like, they're not.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, he's
But, I mean...
a ghost, but also not a ghost and an actual person.
The Valar are 14 divine spirits that are some of the most powerful beings in the universe. They are mortal, have no physical body, and can remain invisible. However, they can often take the form of men, elves, and other natural forms.
Right.
The Valar are governed by the Iluvatar and live on the western continent of the Ahriman.
Klaatu.
No.
Call back to D&D.
Right? Through the inhabitants of Middle Earth treat them like gods. Okay. I mean, it might be the Valar in the form of a human, but it couldn't be because the stranger fell
Right.
inside or on top or around a fucking meteor.
Yes.
A big rock that was on fire.
He was inside it, wasn't he?
I don't know. He might have been on top riding it like a fucking cowboy for all we know.
He was the meteor. He killed the dinosaurs.
Well, no, he wasn't the meteor.
I know.
Because there were pieces of it everywhere and he was in the middle of it shriveled.
Right.
So yeah, no, there could be no possible way unless he actually like picked up the fact, oh, I need to make myself look like a human.
Yeah.
No. Anyway.
Stupid, isn't it?
Yep.
Bit of a tiff, in it. Ready to go to number 2?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. This is where you're going to really, like, you might get upset.
Okay.
Or you won't. I don't know. The plot feels too similar to Lord of the Rings.
You know, hold on a minute.
Okay. Hold on there, dude.
Hold on there. Hold on there, brother.
Hold on, brother.
I mean, with the 5 episodes that I personally watched, and I'm pretty sure I was drunk for most of them.
No, because they aired on Sunday nights, and we.
Oh, that's true. They did air on
We-
Sunday, so
we-
we were sober as a fucking judge. Maybe I just don't remember most of them.
Your brain was like,
No,
I'll
I'm
give
good.
you drunk brain. I'll give you a
I'm
free
good.
pass on
Yeah.
this one.
Totally good.
You can have drunk brain tonight.
You know, though, I can kind of see that. I can because it's everybody. I mean, the ring's not there yet that we know.
Well, let me read you what this here says.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Rings of Power's main hook and its conclusion is already known to fans. Viewers have seen how Sauron's story ends, but they know very little about the prequel series' plot. The original trilogy from Peter Jackson has a clear premise for the outset. The Fellowship must destroy the ring and defeat Sauron.
Right.
In the show, the plot seems to be a rehash of the original trilogy in terms of the rings and the threat of evil. In an original series, Amazon might have been better. Shut up, Lucy. Might have been better developing a holy or.
Daddy, I want to shit on it too.
Well, you'll get your shot. A wholly original story with new twists and threats to bring fans something new. While the original story was a hit for a good reason, Amazon may find that the outcome is just comparisons between the series' plot and Jackson's trilogy.
Honestly, for that one, I will go back and watch all of season 1.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to watch Lord of the Rings, the extended edition.
Oh my god.
Because
We'll compare and contrast.
It makes me happy to watch
I know
those.
it does, but I will watch it just to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I really don't want to give it another go, but I will give it another go just to say that, you know, I hate it even more than what it is.
Yeah.
So you made a face. What was that?
Number 1
Yes.
may or may not be a hot take.
Okay.
Rings of Power. Ooh, boy.
Is this going to make me mad?
Ooh. Rings of Power is trying too hard to be Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
That's a punch in the dick right there.
That's true, though. I can see.
You know, yeah.
I can see
That's a dick punch if you're for Game of Thrones.
Well, I don't want to take this on another Game of Thrones route, but
Well, the list did it.
That is good, though. That's a good call.
Trying way too hard to be Game of Thrones.
I can see that.
How so? Let's.
Okay.
I want to hear
Okay.
your take, and then I'm going to read this
Okay.
afterwards.
So, in Rings of Power, they have, of course, the different storylines, the different plots from the different, sections. That's kind of like Game of Thrones.
Right. Where stories, but it also applies to the different houses.
Well, yeah, but they kind of like branch off from each other, but they still somehow connect together.
Okay.
Like if you go back to Lord of the Rings, you've got, you've got Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli in Fellowship that go after to save Merry and Pippin.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Frodo and Sam who go off in a different direction to, destroy the ring. And yeah, they're all connected, but it's only two storylines at that point.
Right. Right.
And but I can see that because you've got the elves, then you got the humans and the elves and the humans and the dwarves and the dwarves and the elves, and then you've got the hobbits or Harfoots, and then the Harfoots and the strangers, and then the Harfoots and this, and then the elves and them, and da 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 da. So yeah.
Why did the Harfoots change their name to the Hobbits? Do you know?
No, because that still hasn't been brought up in Rings of Power.
I didn't know if that was a thing or not.
No, I don't even think to be honest, I don't think Harfoot was actually what they were. They were hobbits the whole time.
So you think Harfoots is just a made up name?
I think they made that.
They changed it.
I personally, I think Harfoots is made up because I've never heard it used in any other way or dialogue. So
it's always just been hobbits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I don't know. I didn't know if maybe there was a reason. I didn't know if they were called Harfoots, and then one day they were just like, "No, this name sucks. Let's change our name. Let's change our race to hobbits. That sounds more cool." I don't know. So here's what this says.
yes.
When Amazon announced that it had secured the rights to the Lord of the Rings appendices,
Okay.
fans immediately speculated the company was hoping for its own quote-unquote Game of Thrones.
Right.
So far, this appears to be somewhat accurate. Even if Rings of Power is a more family-friendly version,
Right.
with both franchises offering a prequel series in 2022, plots revolving around the kings seeking to reclaim their throne and kingdoms, politics. This seems to be the case.
Okay.
For comparing Lord of the Rings to...
You mean Rings of Power?
Or Rings of Power to The Hobbit.
To The Hobbit or to Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. God damn it. You never go full retard, Mike.
Farting in bathtubs, laughing your ass off.
That's how I'm feeling right now. The issue is that Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones are vastly different franchises that have different appeals. Game of Thrones tells a story of ruthless political schemes and action. However, Tolkien's work focuses more on history, mythology, and courage that exists within Middle-earth.
Okay.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
Westeros.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Which there are hot takes about Martin. I've seen and read a lot of things like Martin made Lord of the Rings, but his version and dragons and made it more adult.
and everyone is a human.
Of course. Well, until you get Tyrion Lannister, who is a dwarf.
Well, he's a people. He's just a small people.
He is a people. So I pulled up this website, ratinggraph.com, and it is a fancy graph about TV shows and movies based on a lot, millions of user ratings.
Yeah.
Rings of Power is ranked number 9 of 28,482.
Okay.
Weird. I'm gonna have to find out who the other 8 are. 1 season, 8 episodes, total votes 277,939,000. Average votes is about 34,000. Average rating is a 7.3 out of 10. The fuck?
Okay, whatever.
And it says, epic drama sets thousands of years before the events of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. It follows an ensemble cast of characters, both familiar and new, as they confront the long-feared reemergence of evil to Middle-earth.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So rating-wise, the first episode got a 7.3. Second episode, 7.4. Third was a 7.3. 5 was a 7.1. I am so fucking glad I stopped at 5 because 6 got a 6.8. Wait, no. No, 5 got a 6.8.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.1. 5 got a 6.8. That's where I stopped. 6 got an 8.2, which is the highest.
Yeah.
Episode 7 got a 6.6, and episode 8 got a 7.8. So that was a weird jump. So 5 was here, or 5 was down here, 6 was up here, 7 was all the way at the bottom, and 8 was back up.
See, that goes back to like when one of the things I read off that everything was all over the place.
Right. It is. It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally like, to me, I mean, it would be like herding cats and trying to herd them by color and size and sex and just trying to get them somewhere, but you're trying to tell a story at the same time.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
I don't know.
And
well, there's one more thing.
I was just about to bring it up. So to wrap up the show, I am not excited about this because I know that they're going to make him absolutely ridiculously
dipshit.
Dumb.
Yeah. They're going to ruin his
They're
name.
not going to make him the god of a man he is. The one and only person in Middle-earth that is not affected by the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Tom Bombadil. Who could have his own fucking trilogy.
I mean, literally.
There's a lot to go on with Tom Bombadil.
He is such a fantastic character.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed that he wasn't in Lord of the Rings, but I did hear a lot of people say who are huge Tolkien fans since like day one, that would have been a standalone movie itself.
Oh, yeah. Trilogy.
Just with Bombadil. I mean, just even the basics was a one movie.
Oh, yeah.
I do not. I mean, he looks like a Wish.com Hagrid if you look at the picture that they posted.
Show me the part where hobbits wear shoes.
He wore, I'll have to double check, but I think he wore golden boots. I do think he did.
I noticed in the photos they showed, he does. Well, they look like Uggs. They do. It looks like they just wear these Uggs. One of the girls brought Uggs on set. We don't have boots for you. Just wear this. It's ridiculous. One of the most important characters in the Tolkien lore, Tom Bombadil, and we're getting this.
Yeah, he did. He wore yellow boots.
He wore Uggs.
Well, but he did.
And on this show, he's wearing Uggs. It's redonkulous.
Made by J-Lo or Kardashian or
Gucci
whatever.
Uggs.
Yeah, Gucci Uggs. There we go.
Kardashian Gucci Uggs.
But no, literally though, like if you look up Tom Bombadil in season 2 of Rings of Power, he looks like, I mean, it's awful. He looks awful.
Yeah.
It's a young actor playing an older man.
Uh-huh. They didn't even try with the costume and makeup.
No,
they just...
Oh, let me go to Spirit Halloween and pick out a Hagrid costume. Just change it.
You know what his beard looks like?
Yarn.
No. Do you remember in Jackass the movie? Where they pube glued... They glued
Aaron?
pubes to Aaron's...
Yeah.
That's what the beard looks like.
It looks like yarn. It does nothing.
He's supposed to be this handsome-looking guy.
No, he's an older gentleman.
Well,
who's
for
handsome.
his age.
He's John Hamm.
Yeah.
With a beard.
And this,
Don't. I am so. They're just going to shit on. They're going to run him through the mud.
yeah,
He's just going to be shit. It's going to be shit.
yeah.
I will watch season 2 just to see what they do to Tom Bombadil. That is the only way that
We'll
I'm
have to figure out what episode he shows up in, so we can just start it there.
Oh yeah.
So we can see how that kicks off.
Yeah. And then I think he's going to be towards the end. I think is what they said.
Tom Bombadil has no place
No.
in this.
No. He shouldn't.
No.
They're making up characters as they go along.
They're taking popular and well-known characters
Yep.
and trying to squeeze them into this
Yep.
to make it relevant to Lord of the Rings.
Exactly. They're trying to make that connection.
We'll fucking probably have Frodo show up somewhere in this. I'm not even fucking surprised. At this point,
No.
wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Oh, Frodo is
And like you said before,
Yeah.
Legolas. Maybe throw in Frodo
yeah,
somewhere.
probably.
I don't know.
At this point, dude, honestly, I feel like the finale, the series finale, the last episode of this whole show
yeah.
in general, they're going to put it where the Hobbit trilogy started.
Honestly,
We're going to have, when Bilbo met
No.
Gandalf.
No, it's going to be flashbacks of the Hobbit because
Yeah.
they're going to introduce Bilbo in season 3.
Yeah. Thorn Oakenshield is going to show up somewhere. Feline Keeley will be here.
I think
That's my wee lad Gimli.
I think
Orlando Bloom will
Do you think
pigeonhole
that
his
they're-
way into here.
I mean, we already said that. He's going to.
I know. He's going to. I need to be back as Legolas. I'm not making movies anymore.
I'm not making movies, Mom.
I'm not making movies anymore. I need to be in this.
No,
Where's
I
my
think,
purple
I think.
contacts?
Do you think in season 2 that they're gonna do the big battle of Sauron, or do you think that they're going
Oh,
to
God.
hold on, or do you think that they're going to build up Sauron to the evilness, and then in season 3 they're gonna come back and have the big battle in season 3?
You know what the final shot of the final episode's going to be? Cast it into the fire. No.
You know what? It
That.
could be. I mean, Isildur is in this.
I know.
And he plays a ridiculous, like that. I don't see that being Isildur because Isildur is in the same fucking city as the guy playing Sauron.
Yeah.
You know, when Galadriel and Sauron get captured?
We'll get to see teenage.
Oh, you didn't make it that far. It was episode 5 where Galadriel
no.
and Isildur are.
At 4, I had to shut it down. Like, no, I'm closing my laptop.
Okay,
I'm over this.
I will give it one more shot just to see how awful it is and see if I can't keep up.
Yeah.
When I am done, I would like to revisit this so that I can shit on it again.
You just want to shit on this show again.
Shit all over it. I need to wipe my butt until it's clean with this script.
We're having the beer shits on this show. The
The steak and beer shits.
the morning after beer shits.
that you just ate a steak before.
Yeah.
The meat beer shits.
I'm going to eat steak and eggs. Then I'm going to go take a fat, messy dump.
Oh, that's what this show is.
And I'm going to look in the toilet and it's going to say ROP. That's
Yeah.
my prediction.
I love it. It's a good prediction.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us on this episode.
Fuck this show. I got you. Thank you guys for listening.
No, this was fun to shit on.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this and you want to come back on the show to shit on it, I would love to have a full fucking panel of shitters.
Guys. Christmas guys.
Christmas guys.
That I would love to have Gaz on.
Gaz and beans?
Yeah.
Oh, Gaz and beans would be good on this
Just
one.
drop a hot, messy pile
Oh, yeah.
on.
I'll just tear this limb from limb.
I would love that.
I'd love to have Andrew as well.
Oh yeah.
He would
sure.
definitely be one too.
Faux show.
We'll try and do this again. After maybe we can do a season 2, part 2, where we come back and shit on it.
Yeah.
Because season 2 drops this year.
In a
It
couple
drops
months.
in August.
Oh, August.
End of August.
Okay.
Yep.
End of the summer.
Yep.
Well, hey, I'm for it. We'll get TBR back on Tall Boy Radio
Tall Boy Radio.
to talk about why Rings of Power sucks, and here's why.
All
But
right.
some more. Thank you guys for listening to this. Thank you, real quick. Our Cornetto Revisited
Yeah.
episodes over the past 3 weeks. Thank you guys all for making it huge. That meant a lot to us, and we love and appreciate everybody that tuned in for that. It was really cool to get back into that trilogy again, and over the
Oh my gosh.
few years, we're doing a lot of episode remakes,
Revisits
and such.
It's not really remakes, it's more revisits.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, thank you guys for making those 3 episodes that great. I didn't expect that at all. It was awesome. You guys rock.
So fun to do too.
And yeah, cool. Tab, take us out of here. I had nothing quippy to say.
As always, thank you for joining us for this episode. Don't forget to check out our link tree at linktr.ee/Gray's Taproom Podcast 2. There you will find many ways to support us. Subscribe to our Patreon. 4 tiers are now available. Take a shot for $1, acquire a buzz for $3, get tipsy for $5, and fully loaded for $10. Don't forget to check out our ad-free Taproom Radio for some tasty jams.
Don't text and drive, don't drink and drive, and always drink responsibly.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Thanks for hanging out, and get home safe.
Taproom closed.